If I had to describe 2020, I would say unpredictable, revealing, and self-evaluating.
Traumatizing, fatigue, and resilient.
You know, I think for so many years, hundreds of years, we haven't as a country dealt with our past. And I think it's important that we deal with our past in order to move forward. And so I believe that a pandemic and everybody sort of being at home or alone or with your families, as well as the murder of George Floyd, forced us to really deal with who we were as an individual and collectively in the societies that we belong to.
I was incredibly despondent when I heard the news about the murder of George Floyd. It required me to think really long about what I should do next. What immediately came to mind was the safety of my family, and then activism. What could I do to support the cause?
I don't mind admitting that I was naive. There were just much more racism alive in this world than I had understood. And that's really part of what prompted us to be more deliberate, more specific with our DEI initiative to take it up a notch and try to make a difference here.
Diversity is about everyone. Diversity takes into consideration our backgrounds, our lived experiences, some of which we share with others. Equity is about access and opportunity. And inclusion is really around how it all comes together.
So DEI is important for business for a couple of reasons. One, to be able to attract talent. And secondly, to retain that talent. And of course, bringing about unique ideas for innovation that obviously impacts the bottom line of any company. We had at Cadence Bank an existing council and small initiatives around the bank, but we wanted to know what could we do differently to take our programs to the next level. The first thing we did as part of our engagement with KPMG was to run a full assessment. We wanted to know how our employees felt, what they thought could change, what was their experience with the company.
Our approach with Cadence was to create a thought partnership. First and foremost, Myra's amazing. And she has a strategic vision for Cadence Bank that I believe is really going to help them be a leader in their industry. So our partnership with them was around how do we help support that vision? How do we supplement the strategy that they already had in place with the incredible work of their diversity council? And how do we make sure that they were set up to achieve their goals and be as successful as possible?
Success looks like diversity at the table. Success looks like opportunities for all.
You know, when you look to the future and we talk about our vision going forward, we've got to strive to do better. And so striving to do better means we've got to have metrics that we're held accountable against. We've got to do a good job of building leaders. We've got to do a good job of measuring progress to what we're doing. And I think if we continue to do that, then we can be successful.
But we want to be the gold standard. We want to be the place where people look at the DEI program at Cadence and say, they got it right. This is a group that really took the time, had a thoughtful approach, and it's meaningful and substantial.
What we're learning now is going to help us have a sustainable DEI strategy for the future. It's going to take some time. There'll be some hiccups along the way, but it's important that we realize that it requires an intentional investment. What inspires me about my work every day is that I get the opportunity to do something that I know will directly impact a person's experience. And I hope that everything that I do ultimately drives towards a better experience for my colleagues.